Welcome to your first podcast episode, A Crash Course. Thank you for choosing to sign up for this course. And I'm hoping that you will get a lot out of this because I put a lot in this to help you with this crash course. I'm excited to be able to share this information with you, and I hope you find it valuable to help you on your journey to being a podcaster or creating just your first podcast. Again, this is a crash course, so I'm going to try to condense a lot of helpful and useful information into these short lessons and these short video lessons that you can use and apply in a weekend. So really the idea is that you can take all of these elements and you can watch it over, 2 or 3 days and produce your very first solo podcast episode. So the goal of this course is that by the end of this course, you will produce a quality podcast that you can share with the world. That's the whole goal, that you will be able to create your own podcast, record it, edit it, and share it with the world by the end of a 3-day weekend or however long it takes for you. Could be 1 day, it could be 2 to 3 days. But the idea is that you only need a weekend. You only need a little bit amount of time to be able to record your first podcast, put it together, and be able to share it with the world. And so here's the outline for the course, a general overview, okay, of what you'll be learning. First, we have the first part 1 is podcast what? I'll be sharing some helpful details about podcasting, such as what they are and why you should be making one. Part 2, make the podcast. I'll be giving you a step-by-step walkthrough of how to create your first podcast episode. Part 3, share the podcast. I'm going to give you some details and tips on how to share your finished podcast with the world. And part 4, that's a wrap, the conclusion of the program. And I'll have some other little nuggets and little pieces of advice to share with you as you wrap up the whole course. In this podcasting course, I'm hoping to make everything as simple and as easy as possible for you to be able to create your first podcast. I know the idea of creating a podcast can be really daunting for a lot of people, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be. So I'm going to try to simplify everything and make it as easy and streamlined as possible so that you can go and create. That's the whole idea behind Cal-Pin Creations, is I want to be able to make it easier for people to be able to create the art and helping them however I can. So thank you again for signing up for this course, and I hope that you get a lot out of it. So now let's get to work.